Well, here we are back at Ritualistically, and today I'm going to be talking stars. Let me take you on a bit of a journey from Prior Street in New Orleans, 7th Ward, to the Vatican throne in Rome, because the new Pope, he didn't just arrive, he was summoned. And yes, that's today's topic, because it's the Shekhinah's blessing from Prior Street to the papacy. Before the white smoke rose over Rome, a story was already in motion, a bloodline rooted in Creole New Orleans, a barefoot priest in Peru, and a Marian soul standing at the edge of history. This is not just a pope. This is a prophecy, and I'll say that over and over. In 1887 in Louisiana, a man named Joseph Martinez, a Haitian immigrant, married Louise Bacou, a Creole woman from the 7th Ward in New Orleans. They lived in a tiny house on Prior Street in a black neighborhood, later bulldozed to make way for the Claiborne overpass. The census of the 1900s shows them in a small house with 2 daughters, but by 1910, the house was full of girls. They eventually moved to Chicago, and that's where their daughter Mildred was born, and Mildred would grow up, get married, and give birth to 3 sons. The youngest was named Robert Francis Provost. At the age of 7, Robert was already giving his brothers communion, playing priest in the living room. Fast forward to May of 2025, he becomes Pope Leo XIV, the first American, the first Augustinian, and a man shaped by fire, faith, and feminine lineage. He spent over a decade in Peru working barefoot beside indigenous communities, ministering in humility. When elevated to bishop, then archbishop, and later to cardinal, he refused the red ring. He said it did not belong to him, it belonged to the people. He was elected on May 8th, which happened to be the feast of Our Lady of Pompeii, and in Pompeii there is a shrine built in the ashes of Mount Vesuvius by a man transformed from darkness, it is said, by the Virgin herself. This Pope story is built on ashes too, and the feminine is rising through him. Now, his Vedic astrology chart reveals Scorpio rising, Leo stellium, his moon and Pluto straddle Regulus, the Arabian star. It's the royal star of thrones. This is not just religious ascent. This is matrilineal anointing, power through the mother. The moon is the mother in a chart, and Pluto is transformation. The woman of Creole New Orleans, those who healed in secret, prayed in whispers, raised children in fire and faith, they are the true architects of this papacy. That's in his blood, that lineage. This is a Marian priest. The first thing he did as Pope, after saying a few words, he led the crowd in a Hail Mary. And all of this, his election, the timing, the story, unfolded just as Venus began, back in March, her new 8-year cycle in Aries as the morning star, the feminine rising. The Venus rose begins again, but this time, not as a delicate garden bloom. This time she rises as the red hibiscus, wild, bold, native, uncontainable, feminine and masculine in one body, just like the Shekhinah. That's why I say this is not just a pope. This is the return of the mother through her son, from Prior Street to St. Peter's, from barefoot roads to celestial crown, from Magdalene's silence to Mary's feast. This is the Shekhinah's blessing. And if you know how to read signs, you know this wasn't politics, it was prophecy. Those who have eyes to see, see. Those who have ears to listen, listen. So let me repeat this. This Pope does not come from a white European lineage. His people were indigenous folks, Black, Creole, Caribbean. Joseph Martinez, a Haitian immigrant. Louise Bacou, a Creole woman. In 2023, Pope Francis called Robert Francis Provost out of Peru and pulled him to Rome. And in 2025, he's now the Pope, the first American Pope. But don't get it twisted. This isn't just about nationality. This is about bloodline and timing. and power the church hasn't seen in generations. So let's get to the astrology. This is his Western chart. His birth was September 14th of 1955 in Chicago, Illinois. I don't have a birth time, so I use 12 noon. As you can see, everything in his chart is right here. This is the 9th house. It's packed. The 9th house, it's the house of God, of the gods. It's the place of benevolence. It's the place of spirituality, churches, religion, all of that. And it's loaded. He has a sun, moon, Mars in Virgo here in the 9th house. Sun, moon, Mars. He also has Jupiter and Pluto. Like I said, this is the house of God, higher knowledge and doctrine. And he's got a full Virgo console sitting in it. Sun in Virgo, devotion through order, purity, sacred service. Moon just entered Virgo, emotionally wired for ritual, humility, and the sacred feminine. But he still carries a Leo glow because it just moved into Virgo. He leads with heart, even in service. He has Mars in Virgo, quiet action, precision. He does the work others avoid. Barefoot in Peru, that's total Mars in Virgo. This is a man designed for sacred ministry. He's not performative. He embodies his calling. He has Venus in Virgo, but that's on his 10th house. The 10th house is public devotion to the feminine. This is a definite Marian priest through and through. He's here to embody Shekhinah, not just serve her. This also speaks to a love of the people, particularly women, the poor, the forgotten. He has Mercury and Neptune in Libra. Mercury's in the 10th, Neptune's in the 11th. Diplomatic communicator, that's who he is. He's a bridge builder between factions. Neptune entering the 11th is visionary, idealist, especially in collective reform. This could be an attempt to modernize the church documents, archives, or doctrine. He has Jupiter and Pluto in Leo in the 9th house. Jupiter in Leo is royal spiritual blessing, the favor of divine inheritance through his maternal line. That's where that karma came from. Pluto in Leo is transformation through power. In the 9th house, transformation of the church itself, of doctrine, of what is considered sacred. This Pope, this man, is a spiritual alchemist. Now he has Saturn in Scorpio in the 11th house. And this here is the collective weight, the responsibility that he feels to the people. He's obligated to the people. His loyalty is to the people. Although he functions within and understands how to function within the parameters of what his office holds, all of the politics, all of the rules, and all the regulations, but the people weigh heavy on him. And it's conjunct the part of fortune. His joy is found in protecting and reforming communal structures, possibly even digital transparency of old secrets. And the order of the Augustinians, by the way, they're very focused in communal living. They take an oath of poverty, and they usually are the ones who are found in urban settings ministering to the wealthy about the virtues of assisting and helping marginal populations. North Node, Black Moon Lilith, and his ascendant are in Sagittarius, according to the Western chart. This is a seeker of truth and a spiritual explorer. This life is a redo, a karmic return. He came to course correct something old, possibly even a prior papacy. Black Moon Lilith in Sagittarius means he embodies the repressed wisdom of the wild feminine. He doesn't run from it. He walks with her. He carries that in his blood. Now over here, the South Node in Gemini in the 7th house, this points to past life themes around fractured speech, divided theology, or being the mouthpiece of an empire. This life is not about talking, it's about meaning. He's not here to parrot Rome. He's here to rewrite the ritual. Whoa. He also has Uranus at 0 degrees of Leo. This is revolutionary ancestral energy. Sudden revelations about death, legacy, and church wealth. Don't be surprised if he initiates disclosures or reforms around hidden church finances, buried abuses, or secrets, ancient secrets. Chiron is at 0 degrees of Aquarius, somewhere between the 2nd and 3rd house cusp. So he's wounded healer of the people, a voice for those who've been economically or spiritually disinherited. Pluto's upcoming pass over this point could bring a massive shift in wealth redistribution or a global healing movement under his name. He also has the vertex in Cancer in the 8th house. This is a fated emotional legacy through the maternal line. This isn't just astrology, it's spiritual inheritance. He was called through the blood of women who suffered in silence, who held the church in their bones when the church would not hold them. And what about Eris? Eris is a dwarf planet. Kind of what threw Pluto out of the planet category because she was bigger than him and considered a dwarf. But this dwarf planet is divine disruption. That's the energy it brings. It's chaos that brings truth. To use it well, I'd need the exact degree of his birth, but I don't have it. But if it aspects Mars, Venus, or Moon, it amplifies his role as a challenger to tradition, cloaked in humility. So my summary is that this is the priest of the bloodline. Pope Leo XIV is not here to preserve power. He is here to redeem it. Virgo grounds him, Leo crowns him, Sagittarius resurrects him, and the moon carries the mother lines that lifted him to the papacy. He's a spiritual reformer, a Marian mystic, and whether the church knows it or not, he's the son of the Shekhinah herself. So again, he's Creole from the 7th Ward of New Orleans. And if you know anything about that, then you know the women carried the weight of survival, colorism, code switching, the in-between, too light for some, too black for others, French, African, Native, Catholic, voodoo. And yet, those women, they were the midwives of medicine, of music, of root and rhythm and rage. Again, that's not coincidence. He was called. He was formed. He was molded. He was lifted up and he was installed by the feminine rising power itself. This isn't just a papacy. This is the return of the mother through her son. This is Magdalene rising. This is Shekhinah restored. This is the altar where blood, rage, love, and justice are no longer hidden. They've been enthroned. There you have it. I hope you enjoyed this little walk through his life. We'll see where this goes. I know something. He's not aligned with our political leadership here in the America. That's all I got for you today. Bye now. Hope you enjoyed it.